game. It's week 2, September 15th, Brew. Russ versus Payton. So everyone wants to know, must win?
This is the double must win. Double must win.
Can't be.
I mean, Russ is a man scorned, right? So he wants to show, hey, I'm not washed. And Sean Payton's not going to have a lot of success this year. So at least you can say, hey, I got the quarterback thing right. Right? I saved us some money in the future. So they both must win this game.
Okay.
I think it's more of a must win for Russell Wilson.
Good.
Don't know if that hits through vibes or not.
That's
vibey. If they lose week 1 in Atlanta, staring at week 2, if he loses here 0-2, he's got to come home for the home opener. They'd be calling for Justin Fields by week 3 if Russ loses this game.
That's good.
All right. Incorrect. It's a must-win for Sean Payton and Sean Payton only. First of all, I'm not even sure Russell Wilson's going to be playing in this game. He's likely playing in this game, but he might not win that starting job that there's going to be a competition for. On the other hand, Sean Payton already had an early season must-win against New York Jets and lost that game because of a Russell Wilson fumble. He now has to get revenge on Russell Wilson for the previous must-win that he lost. And if you're Sean Payton and you have decided against all of football wisdom to be like, yeah, Bo Nix at 12, that makes sense. You can't then in week 2 get beaten by the guy you are paying $90 million to go away. So it's a must-win for Sean Payton.
1-0.
Okay, that's nonsense. We know Nick Wright just hates the Broncos and wants to see the Broncos fail, and Bo Nix and Sean Payton. It seems like everyone up there thinks that Bo Nix is not a good quarterback, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. I think Bo Nix and the Broncos and Sean Payton are going to have great success, without a doubt. Do I have any idea how quick this is all going to come together? No, no one does. But this idea that people are so confident that Bo Nix is just a bum and Sean Payton and the Broncos are just going to be the laughingstocks of the league is just absurd to me. Absolutely absurd. And again, the Broncos could very well lose this game against the Steelers because the Steelers have a more experienced quarterback, right? Like they should have a tough defense, and they should be able to take advantage of a young rookie learning quarterback, right? Like they absolutely should be able to do that. So you're the Broncos and Sean Payton and Bo Nix, for that matter, already will be on their back foot. Like they're already at a deficit for this game. So it's not fair to say if they lose this game, that looks awful for Sean Payton, because that's insane, or Bo Nix for that matter. That's absurd. Like what are we saying? That Bo Nix and Sean Payton have to just win every single game? Like no, that's not fair. The Steelers did make it to the playoffs last season. They should have a really formidable defense, and Russell Wilson should be a competent quarterback. Okay, it's one thing if Russell Wilson is just an absolute disaster and a true failure and has just fallen from the mountaintop and is just a terrible, terrible, terrible quarterback. His name is not Russell Wilson, but Zach Wilson. Then you could maybe make the argument, all right, the Broncos should win this game. But it's still not fair. It's the expectations. I think you're setting the Broncos up to look worse than they are, is really ultimately what I'm trying to say, is that Nick is trying to set the Broncos up to look worse than they are if they do happen to lose this game. I think the Broncos can absolutely win this game, to be very clear, but it's not like a give me game. This isn't like a, oh my God, if you lose this game, you look like a clown. And that's what they're trying to create, that narrative. They're trying to create that narrative where if that's what happens, then, oh my God, this is an embarrassment and you look awful. No, that's not the reality. Russell Wilson is a seasoned veteran. He's been in the league for a long time, right? He should be able to win these games. The defense with the Steelers should be good. With Mike Tomlin, they're obviously always going to be a well-coached team. Mike Tomlin's not a scrub, never had a losing season, and they should be able to take advantage of a new up-and-coming Broncos team with a brand new rookie quarterback. Like that's the recipe for the Steelers. If anything, it looks worse for the Steelers to lose that game, because the Steelers are the ones who went out and got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for that matter. They're the ones that have a legit bona fide defensive head coach that should be able to take advantage of a rookie young quarterback. Because the true defensive minded head coaches, the one thing that they have going for them is that they should always be able to take advantage and make the young rookie quarterbacks or just younger quarterbacks look lost. That's what Bill Belichick has done for his entire career, is feast on the young quarterbacks. Feast. And it's like, well, Mike Tomlin, if you're a true legit coach and a true legit defensive mind, then you should be able to do the same thing. So if they can't and the Broncos are able to step up and win that game, that is more embarrassing and more of a must win for the Steelers than the Broncos. The Broncos should be able to lose this game and not have the sky falling from them on them. It just shouldn't be. It doesn't make any sense. It's absurd. Did Patrick Mahomes go undefeated when he started playing football? I do not think so. Patrick Mahomes literally lost to the Broncos last season. Literally lost to the Raiders. Like, so I just think it's an insane take. And I really think it's just trying to set the Broncos up to look worse if they lose the game, right? It's like saying if the Cowboys and the Eagles play each other, right? They always play each other really competitively. It's always close. They often split. And it's like saying if the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, this is devastating to the Eagles. Devastating. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's supposed to be a good quarterback, and Kellen Moore, this is devastating. They have to win this game. Of course they do. You know, Jason Kelsey's replacement, it's just devastating. And it's like, what are you talking about? We know those games are going to be competitive. We know there's potential for a blowout either way. That's just the way how these games always unfold. So it's just you're creating a false story and a false narrative for the sake of it, quite honestly, to make another team look worse than they would be. So I think it's absurd. I think the Broncos absolutely could win this game. I think I think from just a fan perspective, it's fun. It's a fun storyline to see Russell Wilson go up against the Broncos and, and you have the new quarterback and Bo Nix and Sean Payton, right? Like you have those storylines, really fun. I love it. I'll obviously definitely be watching this game and it's fun, but I don't see where if the Broncos lose this game, that somehow is a big stamp on the Broncos making a mistake, that Bo Nix is a disaster. Sean Payton doesn't know what he's doing. That's not how this works, okay? That's not how this works. If Bo Nix was an established quarterback for the last 3 years and has been playing pretty well or whatever, like then maybe we could say that, right? That's not the case. That's not where we're at now. They just drafted him. This will be what, his second or third game? Yeah, his second game in his NFL career. What are we saying? It's just insane. It really, really is. And let's say they're not playing Bo Nix. Let's say Sean Payton says, you know what, I really want Bo Nix to develop a little bit more, and so we're going to start off Zach Wilson or whatever. Like, does that mean that the Broncos made a mistake on Bo Nix? No, it does not. I think the Broncos are incredibly happy that they got him. I think they're very happy with Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and what they're building. And it's just going to take a second to build, okay? You can't just land and suddenly just be balling out, winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. It's not the way it works. So, yeah, I just think that this is more undue hate thrown at the Broncos and Bo Nix. I don't understand why everyone loves just acting like Bo Nix is just a crumbled up piece of paper to throw in the trash can. Like, where is this confidence coming from that Bo Nix is not a good quarterback? Or that they're just so confident that this is a disaster for the Broncos? Where is that confidence coming from? Because I can't find it. It seems like everyone just wants to point to his years, his first year in college or whatever, and it just like, I do not care what someone did way back then. I just do not care. They made similar statements about Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow has been balling out. I understand the injury risk. Take away the injury risk. Joe Burrow has been balling out. Pretty sure everyone's happy about that. So just nonsense to me. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Is this a must win for Russ or Payton? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.